This is exactly right.
I'm Babs Gray, and I'm thinking of deleting all my social media and making the switch to organic anxiety.
I'm Brandy Posey, and yesterday I got emotional listening to The Gambler. Welcome to cancer season, baby!
I'm Tess Barker, and I'm pretty jealous of my dogs who think the President of the United States is me.
And this is Lady to Lady.
Can you keep a secret?
Neither can we.
Hello! We got Barbara, Brandy, and of course Big Tess. We got a show for everyone that's the fucking best. Come on, baby. It's time to hang out with your favorite ladies. Ladies and ladies. Ladies and ladies.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Hell yeah. Let's bring our guest on right away. He definitely had thoughts on our opening jokes. You know him, you love him. He's one of the hosts of the Last Podcast Network, and he's got an amazing show on Adult Swim called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. Henry Zebrowski.
Yo, guys, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. I saw a visceral reaction to The Gambler.
Yes.
That's a song. I think like my family specifically, we were growing up because now it's like it's very. I understand. Mm-hmm. Billy Joel and Kenny Rogers are hack, right? People don't like that you like them.
I honestly didn't see you going there. I was like, are awesome? Yeah.
That's my family. My mom lived in that car, had Billy Joel's greatest hits, and it had Kenny Rogers' greatest hits, and that's all we listened to through my entire childhood.
That'll
I know
get you
every
through.
one of its, and The Gambler, it still brings chills.
Yeah.
I sit and I think about being on that train. And when he died, it was like, I felt like, because it's during the non-quarantine time, like the time where it's like everything, the 90 things happen a day and nothing happens at the same time. I'm sitting with my sister and both of us worship Kenny Rogers and we're both like, are you crying in the kitchen listening to The Gambler right now? It's like, yes, because I feel like that. I wish I knew. How many times have I folded too early? How many times have I folded too late?
Absolutely. It was just, it popped up on a playlist spot, and I like even, wasn't even the most, I was only half listening, but then when like the verse kicks in talking about how he dies, I just like felt tears welling up, and I was like, oh man, we are making a sandwich and crying about The Gambler.
That song, even you guys talking about it makes me want to be like in Barstow with a Dunkin' Donuts coffee and a full tank of gas right now.
Hey, doing donuts, just getting souped up.
Guys, I don't think I know this song. I feel so embarrassed.
No, you do.
Someone, you're going to have to sing it, because I don't...
Let's get it going. If we're going to really do this, then we have to actually do this.
Okay.
I wish we had like a tambourine or something.
Oh, I have one downstairs.
Like,
I have
honestly.
one, actually, close by.
Okay, Babs, go get your tambourine.
On a train bound for nowhere. Met up with The Gambler. We're both too tired to sleep.
Well, Henry's the only
We took
one.
turns of staring.
No, he knows the lyrics.
Windows in the darkness. I pulled them up just to make sure. And it overtook us.
And
he began
to speak.
Is it the son I made
life?
Out of reading people's faces. Knowing what the cards were. But where they held their eyes. Like Dick Cheney. Which is kind of scary if you think about it, because you know how he broke people down like a lizard. Just one swig of whiskey. Oh, yeah. What is it?
Why wasn't this song like on the oldie station ever? I listened to so many, but this was never played. Were they like
Kenny
anti The
Rogers
Gambler?
was more like Grand Ole Opry, like
Right.
It's not really K-Earth 101.
You know, I also wonder if he falls sort of, because Kenny Rogers and Barry Manilow, they fall kind of the no person's land of adult contemporary sometimes.
Sure.
Yes.
And adult contemporary a lot of times will go to a light FM instead of a classic rock. Because if you notice, Lady in Red never shows up on classic rock.
Oh, and they have a similar energy for sure. Yeah.
At that time period. But then also he had...
I'm a Neil Diamond. I'm a Neil Diamond.
But see, Neil Diamond and Kenny Rogers,
he's in
they're
that.
buds. They're
No, that's what I'm saying.
me,
but
that's
I fell in the
similar.
Neil Diamond. Like, that's where somehow my, my affiliation went.
Yeah.
You don't need one. You don't need to just have just one. I know that it's difficult to get in now because I feel like there are certain things that are maybe childhood passions. Like, you know, I will say I took a Seeger passion, but that happened more in college, and then mostly happened to be drinking alone after comedy shows, listening to Turn the Page, and being like, them girls don't understand. The only thing that matters is the laughs. I don't need them to date me. You know, just that was a good comfort zone for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say, because I'm from the West Coast, so I got into Bruce Springsteen late in life. Like, I didn't like Bruce Springsteen as a teenager, but like now I'm obsessed with him.
Well, I think
it's okay to like take these dives later in life.
I think Springsteen, you have to have like the world needs to beat you up a little bit before you can truly experience Springsteen. Like, you know, you got to know what it's like to feel trapped and disappointed in a real visceral way before you're like, oh fuck, I understand what he's talking about now.
Yeah, previous to that, it was just like, oh, here's Adam Sandler's impression of him. That was like the most I had in my head.
But
And honestly, that's a pretty dead-on impression.
Exactly.
Probably his best work.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks good in denim. And it also shows like how what's really sad is that you look at the outfits of Bruce Springsteen, but then technically, if you look at some of the outfits of Mike Huckabee on his comedy show,
Yikes.
they're surprisingly parallel. And then you see how sometimes it just shows how a lean waist can really affect how people perceive you.
Yes.
Is Mike Huckabee still doing comedy?
He
Did he ever start doing comedy?
quotation marks.
Yes.
He has his show.
He has a show?
Is it like a talk
Oh,
show?
yeah.
Yeah. He plays the bass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got a
God.
he's got a late night. He's got a talk show. Yeah, he's fucking Conan O'Brien for
No
Okay.
one.
Shitty.
for
For
He's
Mike
the-
Huckabee, honestly.
yeah. Conan O'Brien for the people that like Alex Jones is too spicy for. Like that's
Okay, speaking of Alex Jones, can we get into the fireworks situation?
Yeah, Henry, we wanted to talk to you about this.
This
What's
is
the
really
deal?
interesting because I've been getting a lot of reach out about this, especially even people within LPN. Travis and Mary were both saying that they've been hearing this shit all night. And I wasn't really paying attention to it until, like, my dog, Wendy, has been going nuts every night. And I couldn't really hear it until all of a sudden I opened up the door and I was like, did I just get used to this sound of explosions that have just been happening all night? Because at first I just thought people are popping off. They're bored. They got nothing else going on. Go outside, fucking. We're not got no restaurants or bars. Go blow shit up outside.
Common sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
absolutely.
But this shit's going on till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Wendy is acting like a Vietnam vet, walking around the house, and there's nothing. There's no sweater. That's curing her at the moment.
Well, it's just,
But I don't-
it's wild because living in LA, I'm totally used to it, and it doesn't, it doesn't really faze me anymore.
No.
But the fact that it's the M80s, which are like super loud, and I don't even think make like a fire. They're not even fun to like look at.
No, that's just a noise.
Yeah,
one.
there's noise,
Yeah.
but it's also happening all over the country. Like it's happening everywhere. So there's a conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it that it's like cops doing it so that people get used to hearing warfare in the streets and not paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and so that people want to call the cops and think that they need cops more. And also,
Well, I know that my Citizen app blows up at night, right? It
same.
blows up at night saying gunshots. And then the more and more I hear it, I listen, I was like, well, those are not gunshots. Gunshots sound like pops, right? Like they sound like kind of like claps.
Yeah,
Like these are fireworks. And you're like, all right, this is happening all night. They do sound not, I'm going to say warfare, but it's not really warfare. Technically, it's like citizen containment. It's crowd control. And that sound weapons have been used for forever. Like we use them on, in Guantanamo Bay. You know how we would keep them up all night playing Slipknot.
Yeah, Standing Rock too. We did a lot of that up there.
Do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be. I feel it's so funny because when it comes to cops like doing like staging bricks and staging all this kind of stuff, it does get to a point where it's like I know cops that would be like, I don't know if they locally are nefarious enough to do it, but is somebody from the federal side coming and saying, here's a way to handle your people, and giving them these like packages of stuff of being like, here's a fun thing for you guys to go do all night. You guys can go run these fireworks all night, and what it's showing is that once people get more physically tired, they're less likely to show up and march. And who fucking knows? I mean, it plays to their benefit. Even though the protests are still actively going on.
Oh yeah, every single day.
Absolutely. Every single day. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. It's so good.
Okay, let's unpack this. So, as far as I know, my knowledge of fireworks, at least around the LA area, is they are a seasonal item. They're kind of like strawberries, right? Like they show up in like April or May.
Yeah, usually they go on for a few months before July 4th.
Yeah.
A few weeks. They usually go on for a few weeks.
But it seems like it can be like 2 months or something to me.
It like ramps up the closer it gets. So like 2 weeks before, I feel like it starts becoming every night. Yeah. But like starting in May, it's like one night a week. I'll hear like one or two pop off.
But I noticed it in LA. I never noticed it in New York, which is interesting. Is like living years in New York, I never noticed the upswing of that type of fireworks, mainly because they are illegal. Technically, they are illegal.
Right, you can't just like easily go get them. Like here, you can kind of drive a county away and easily go get them.
Yes, and bring them in. And then you just wonder if people are... Because then I saw one theory is that because everything shut down, that people are like... There's almost like a black market of them going on, and they're just getting rid of supplies and just giving them to whoever. Like, people buying them in fucking bulk. So, I don't know. But that's out here. The rest of the country, I don't know. Because
I almost think it's almost even more fascinating if what is actually going on is we are experiencing a macro collective hunger for fireworks.
I love fireworks, right?
I kind of do, but I hate them because of the animals. Like the human in me loves them, but the dog lover, like I'm very torn on the issue.
And the veterans, they also.
And the veterans.
The veterans hate them. Yes, my uncle was never into it. He came, but he had a hard time in Vietnam, and this is a story that I don't know what's happening, but it seems that we are rolling into a lot of what you'd almost call like versions of high strangeness between like the pallet of bricks that happen, all these kinds of things that are happening. Where I just wonder if we've never spent as a generation so long inside up each other's buttholes that we are noticing it now, or is this literally people calling out to each other in an organic way, like literally letting off explosions saying like, we're here, I'm here, I exist, like
to give yourself a voice to amplify yourself,
because not everyone yet legally has to have a podcast in LA.
Well, that's part of the the people's budget is Zooms for everybody.
Right, diverting some of that money.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to spice it up. You got to mix up other ways. Because another way, if you don't have a podcast and you really want people to know what you're thinking, get a megaphone.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Goes a long way.
You know what scared the shit out of me was during this first couple of nights is driving down Burbank and seeing the lines down the gun store, like the fucking wrapped around gun store lines. And you're like, what do you guys think's going to fucking happen? Like, what do you guys think's going on here?
Yeah. Well, and that's always the thing that's crazy, because I'm just like, you need like to practice how to use that. I think so many people are like, I play video games. I own a gun. I know how to do this. And I'm like, no. There's like training and practice that goes along with being competent at using.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just everyone's response to like being told that people were going to show up at their door and try to burn their house down. I think that's what it was.
They did a good idea of making. They really tried to make us afraid of everyone, to make us afraid of the movement, and it didn't work. No, it didn't work. I look out there and I see a bunch of like families and kids out there, like trying to show that they actually give a shit, and it's just so nice that they actually show up to the protest, but they didn't show up to his rally, which is just the funniest thing on the face of the planet.
So nice.
Dude,
that was so lovely. We all needed that.
We really did. It was a beautiful win. Shout out to K-pop Twitter.
Holy shit, K-pop and TikTok.
Funny.
Teens.
But then I'm going to talk about Inside Stories this week. Those TikTok, the TikTok couple that found the dead body in a suitcase.
Wait, no, I haven't seen this. Wait, I haven't heard about this.
I just started looking into this for this week's Side Stories, but I guess there's an app called Randonaut.
Okay.
That is a thing that's sort of like a.
I never get in on whatever this is.
I don't know. This is the internet just goes so fast. It is a thing called Ranonautica. It is an app that leads you to random locations, and I guess people are using it to go, and it kind of like pops things up, and you can go and like say we're here, and you do like a TikTok or a Snapchat, and you kind of like it's a thing to do. Like it's like a weak form of geocaching.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
But I guess they used this, and they ended up on a suitcase. They found a suitcase, and they were like, "Oh, that's crazy! Look at this suitcase!" And like, "Oh man, it smells bad!" And they're like, "Oh," like saying how smelly it is, and putting like the smelly gifs next to it. And then they're like, "Open the stick!" And they open the stick, and it's just a big duffel, just a garbage bags filled with lumps, and it reeks, right? So they're all smelling, they're all like getting real sick, and they're like, "Oh, it's smelly. We should call the police." And then they all go and you see them all calling the police, and they have to come and say body found in a suitcase.
Why are they still filming at this point? Why is the camera
TikTok.
on?
Because
TikTok,
content.
So
Content.
the
Hashtag
person who
content.
killed the person and put them in the suitcase then created this like game to make someone come find it, like the fucking movie Seven.
It's just weird. Apparently, there's other super random. It's supposed to be random, but it's like people are ending up at these like super creepy places. So who fucking knows? Who knows what's happening with this?
For every, I feel like for every good deed done with like the rally, you get a body in a suitcase for the future. It's like every time you feel good, that's what happens next.
Well, that's like, do you remember what Pokemon Go? They were like, people were like using that to lead them to places to get like mugged and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're using it out there, like literally putting a little Pokemon monster out there, and then being like, "I'm the real Pokemon monster."
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a Charizard in person. Give me your wallet.
So scary. No, that's why I only go where I know where I'm going. I don't ever tell anybody where I'm going, ever.
Smart.
Yeah, let's keep it private. Keep it
Then if
undercover.
you disappear, your friends have to figure it out too.
Yeah, I leave breadcrumbs, and they know. They know what to look for.
Breadcrumbs, that's a good app. There we go.
Oh my God, how scary would that
Only
be?
sends to your friends where you went.
Honestly, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a really good idea, Babs. Just like if you haven't heard from me at this point, you'll get a series of clues,
breadcrumbs
a la National Treasure.
Breadcrumbs with a Z, obviously.
Yes,
Of course.
for the kids.
Yeah. The Zoomers have got to get on it. That's how it'll blow up in the first place.
And they hate S's.
Really
That's what I've discovered about skater boys. Anybody who's skitching. I used the word skitching quite a bit recently, and I guess that's no longer a thing.
I've never heard it.
What is skitching? I don't know skitching.
Oh no, I don't either. Sorry,
I'm so
Henry.
stupid. No, what are you saying? I'm the stupid one. That's just as far as I go with skate culture. Like I did the thing where I saw a bunch of kids skating around and was like, "Hey, go find Avril Lavigne. Hey, what you got? It's a skater boy." It's like I was just being funny inside of the own car. And my wife Natalie said, "Be like, number one, Avril Lavigne's 50 now, so that doesn't. That's a reference that doesn't work anymore." And I always thought of the term skitching, which was that video game that was on Nintendo where people with rollerblades and skateboards used to grab the back of like cars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Like Back to the Future.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in the dictionary. I googled it. You are correct.
Which means it's officially not
cool.
a thing that skater people do.
Nope.
I'm out of touch.
I like that when you Google skitching, the second question is skitching illegal in Michigan? So
It would be fucking
Stitch
Michigan.
and Mitch.
Something happened in Michigan
Wendy!
that made that
It's
question
not
come up.
Skitchigan. Hi, Wendy.
Sorry, my dog just was like begging to be on my lap for some reason, but she doesn't like my lap because it's not deep enough.
Oh,
You
Wendy.
can't sit. Oh, puppy. Oh.
Oh,
We have to take a
Wendy.
quick break, so we'll tend to Wendy. We'll be back in a moment.
Wendy. Hey guys, welcome back to Lady to Lady. I'm Brandy.
I'm Babs,
I'm Tess.
and we're here with Henry.
Hi. I was just saying, with spending so long in quarantine with just our sweet little pup, Wendy, who's 7 pounds, and I think she just absorbs all of the waves of our anxiety and everything going on in the house. Because, like, I'm kind of a germaphobe. Like, my wife, Natalie, does not experience fear of germs because she was, like, a dancer and a punk, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she's
Does
never
not
had
experience fear of germs. That's like
She's
me. I'm the
very-
same way.
she's
I'm the same way too,
super
yeah.
responsible about the plague. We're super responsible, but she,
Like,
you know, it's what it is.
Of course.
I don't know what the hell it is.
No, it is. It is the plague. It is.
That is how we've referred to it in our
no,
home.
it is though. Yeah.
Yeah, same. Absolutely.
But I get very nervous, but then I wonder what to do. So the point where Wendy was trying to go up the stairs and she slipped one time, and now she's so scared to use the stairs that she needs to be carried up and down, but she's completely healthy enough to do it. And I can't break her heart. I don't know what to do with it. I know I'm being manipulated.
Yeah, she's conditioning you.
Yeah,
Yes.
she definitely is. She's in charge.
But what do you
They
do?
train us. No, you
Yeah.
just succumb to it. Don't
Yeah.
I mean, duh. It's her world. You're just living in it.
I had people tell me that we are supposed to pay for obedience school or train a 7-pound dog, and I was like,
No.
what do you mean? I don't know. What do you do? What am I supposed to
I
do? Am I
know.
supposed to like zap her with something? Like, how are you supposed to discipline a chihuahua?
I have a
No.
chihuahua too, and my husband has this kind of like very like Naval Academy attitude. He's like, we gotta show him some discipline and some structure. I'm like, I didn't get a chihuahua to not be codependent with it.
Yeah, it's a satch of the when he dances in a circle.
Yeah.
Natalie has one of those Bjorns.
Oh,
She has
yeah.
a Chihuahua Bjorn. And when she sees that Chihuahua Bjorn, she just freaks out. She just loves being right underneath my wife's breast, which I understand. And she's like stuck right in there, and she just is just like, just like super. That's all she does.
Absolutely.
It's how we roll. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. The only discipline you need for a chihuahua is like they start acting up, you just pick them up. You just
That's
take
it.
You take them out of danger, and that's why they're 7 pounds. You just
I
pick
can
them
hold
up.
her aloft with one hand like
Exactly.
this. If she's
Yes.
freaking out, and she's done that, where she's become a,
Yes.
a swirling mass of energy, and I just have her out like this in front of me, and then I
Yep.
put her down when she's done.
Yes, exactly.
I love chihuahuas so much because they truly have the psychic energy of 18 pit bulls, and it's all compacted into one little jelly bean.
She's
Yeah.
fucking going up against every huge dog on the street. She just wants to start shit. And I think a lot of the time she's been like, yeah, I start shit because my daddy finishes shit. She's been like, that's a 60-pound pit bull. You understand
Yeah.
what's going to happen to me? Not only is it going to fuck me up, but then they're going to have to kill the dog. And then
Yeah.
they're going to, and that's going to shatter the neighborhood. I have to deal with that. Like, I'm not fucking, I'm not
Wendy's
getting
just
that kind
over
of
there
rap.
smoking a cigarette, watching the world burn.
Sunbathing.
Defend me, baby. Yeah, they've got the energy of the girl that picks the fight at a bar. Just like, you fight him, fight for my honor.
Go get him. Go get him. Yeah, he's bigger than you. Don't be a pussy.
Exactly. You're being very toxic right now, Wendy. Keep it down. Looking beautiful. I love it.
Speaking of codependence, quarantine has made me so codependent. And like, I was always, my boyfriend moved in at the beginning of quarantine, and I've never lived with anyone. And now when he's like out of the room, I'm like, where are you?
It's very common because then you're also, then you move into a level of comfort of, I think that because now we've been married for 2 years. Back in like quarantine's been really nice. We really enjoy each other. We have a really good time. But there's definitely a thing where it's weird to have to be in a position where you have to go to your wife or your significant other like, did you wash? I'm going to need you to clean. Whatever it is that you got going on there, you're going to need to disinfect. I know we want to be together. Absolutely. You're going to have to disinfect yourself, which is a very scary thing to say. Outside of this world, you'd make a Lifetime movie out of if I said that to my wife.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
now it's in both of your interests that you check each other on your
I
disinfecting
need it.
skills.
Honestly, I'm like Pigpen if he's not telling me to do that. So
But what makes some people, that's what I don't understand. For me, it's definitely a locus of my anxiety. I never really have talked about how I used to be very, very bad germaphobe, like put myself in the emergency room kind of germaphobe.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So this is like...
Henry, I'm right there. I would never put
Yeah.
myself in the emergency room, but I was a really bad germaphobe, recovered from it.
Yes, and then this shit happens.
Yep.
And then you have to communicate where I have to say to Natalie, like, okay, listen, we just have to know that a big filter on everything that I say is that this is a specific situation in which I was already insane.
Yep.
Like, if we were, like, to put me, like, I could have put myself in a bed at some point, you know what I mean,
Yes.
because of this.
Yeah.
So let's just I'm going to understand before I say anything. Like, I'm going to say it, like, I'm going to open a cupboard and just say it into a cupboard first before I say it out loud to my family.
Yes.
That's a good method, actually. Everyone should do that. The cupboard.
Have your little rage cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a tiny anger dress rehearsal for yourself.
She's been so cool.
I knew at some point I was going to be rubbing down groceries with rubbing alcohol, but I just didn't think I was going to be this young when it happened.
Right? You know? I thought I'd at least be able to go to bars or something afterwards and be like, all right, now I just got to blow up some steam after I made sure to clean all my bread.
When do you guys, like, I'm in my head this year is done and I will never go to a place again, you know?
No.
Yep.
No.
But I was at a protest the other day, and we were in Pasadena, and they had started, there were people dining.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, how's your steak?
The people I've spoken to that are at rest, because that's the only other thing I'll say is that the restaurant industry is just, I don't know how they'll come back if we don't eat there.
Yeah,
so that's
I do feel bad for all these small businesses. Like, it is really fucked up.
Yeah.
So if you could sit outside, it's cool. That's what I guess they're saying. And my main thing is wearing the mask. Is that you just all we have to do to spread the fucking virus, to not spread the virus, is to wear the mask, wash our hands. That some of it's a little bit of maybe some magical thinking, but as long as people are thinking of other people while they're doing this all, the one thing is, are you willing to spend the mental energy that it takes to look out for yourself and others while doing these things?
The worst thing that they did is they told us that the mask protects other people instead of protecting ourselves.
Yes, they should have just lied.
They should have been like, you need to keep your mask on for you. Yeah. Yeah, because
it's unfortunate because it's the lowest impact, no-brainer,
accessible to everyone, takes 1 second. There's no... A solution couldn't be easier to implement.
Yes.
It is the most easily implementable thing, and you still have dipshits who've never been to City Hall in their fucking life, probably had to Google where it was to go make this speech, and you still have dipshits that are refusing to do it. It's insane.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
No, it's truly crazy. It's so funny, too, in like, my neighborhood, the number of, like, older men that just have one just dangling off their ear, just walking around, and I'm like, I'm protecting you right now. This is, I mean, myself also, but like, you are susceptible to this. I'm looking at you. I can kill you
old
right
man.
now.
It's gonna kill you, old man.
Yes,
I'm here helping you. You think I want to wear this?
No.
I think I want to wear this, but I am very thankful because I was growing before the mask ordinances really started. I was growing a quarantine beard.
Yes.
And I had this super long beard, and I'm very thankful I'm not dealing with that right now because quarantine beard mixed with mask is not it's not looking good.
I am thankful for the masks getting rid of all that.
Yeah, but only just because you got the beard hairs hanging out underneath. Makes you look like a big old horny barnacle. Like, it doesn't look good.
Coming around all the
all
sides
around
of
the
it.
sides, all the brambles like sticking out of it. You're like, hey, you look like a pair of bikini underwear in 1975. yeah, like back in the day. But now I'm glad I did that. Now I'm down to the mustache, so I could just contain my face.
Does the beard poke through the mask? Because
oh yeah, of course.
That's
the little
be
fibers.
Unpleasant because if I haven't like shaved my legs and then I wear nylons, that's a really gross sensation, like my leg hair coming through tights.
It's the same feeling.
Oh.
Oof.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Why? I don't know. You know what? I actually do know.
Will you go put on some tights right now? Oh, okay. You know.
Oh, no, I should. I used to, there were several characters that I'd done on Murder Fist for many, many years that had tights on. And as you did, it was just like, your little hairs would come, my big hairs would go all the way through.
Yeah.
Skit.
I know, when they go against the grain, it's the worst feeling.
So it's like rubbing velvet the wrong way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that makes my back feel weird. But yeah, man, all I want to do is go to a bar. Oh my God, do I want to go to a bar? But I want to sit in a bar and not be afraid. That is the other caveat to it. I don't need a bar enough, and I can get plenty drunk in my backyard, and I do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
No, I mean,
not endanger
there's
anyone.
a reason we want to go to bars. We want to be drunk around other people.
Yes, and don't want to be afraid of other people in the process.
I mean, I worry that this is going to be to some degree irreparable. I mean, I think this has become so ingrained in us that we're going to, like, for many years, I think, have maybe fear isn't the right word, but we're going to have this bubble around other people for, I think, a pretty long time.
It might be. I just feel like it's. I hope. You know what? I hope not, because I love other people and I love going out and I miss it so much. And I think that we've made a lot of jokes about how hard, there's a hard time for extroverts.
It is.
Like when you're a natural extrovert, it's very difficult. Like you want to be out all the time. So I think that we'll end up snapping back into some form of normalcy, but I don't know. I always was a crazy hand washer. Maybe it'll teach some people to wash their hands more.
That's what I'm hoping to come out of this. Some people will have gotten the basic hygiene down.
I mean,
I'm not hopeful for it, but it would be a nice silver lining.
I think masks could end up being a part of way more accepted part of American life than before, because other countries do it naturally because they've dealt with pandemics before and know what you have to do and how.
I'm for sure gonna wear it if I ever travel on a fucking plane again. You know, after all this.
But we have to eventually. I was thinking I was just supposed to do a gig in Boulder, and I ended up canceling it because someone said immediately showed a picture on a plane of the flight attendants not wearing masks.
Our friend just talked about she went on a flight, and the flight attendants weren't even wearing them. Like,
they were just talking in the back and laughing and stuff. The plane was fully packed, and it's like,
it is like really starting to get to me though, not being able to like be around people because being an extrovert. Not doing comedy live. Like I was saying yesterday, I was like, I feel like an empty nester. Like the thing I've invested over a decade, it's just gone. And so I just am like, what do I do with my life? And I keep trying to do crafts. I'm doing so many crafts.
Like, I'm not yet in an insane asylum. I'm not ready for 24-hour crafts. I'm trying to we used to have a rock and roll lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, and now I'm making drapes. I made drapes. Like, I don't
Oh, no.
We need to get drugs back. We've got to.
Can I, though, one thing I will say, I think that it does feel longer because it is a locked-in nature, but it truly has only been, like, fucking, 2 months?
I think it's like
2.5 months.
No, it's 101 days. I've been keeping a track on my calendar. Every day I write it in. Henry, we're into triple digits now, man.
Oh my god! But I feel like everybody, on some level, it's not that it's that they do want it to go to normal, but I think people would like it to go to normal safely, and I think that that's what we're going to see. So hopefully everybody's trying to figure it out. I think that outdoor comedy shows are good.
Yeah,
slowly. Getting it all back going. It just might change our fucking it might just change how we live inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, I feel like more people were going to move to the West Coast too, because like on the East Coast, I guess everybody has the summer, but then you're fucked again once you can't have outdoor comedy shows in the winter there.
No. Yeah. Hey, that's why they come to Los Angeles for the sunshine. And for the helicopters, and how the ground just bursts into flames. That's why I'm with them. Once they get used to that, let's see if they can handle it. Because that's the one main thing moving from New York to LA that was the scariest shit that I did not particularly understand is things shaking and burning all the time.
And setting on fire. Yeah, it's unsettling if you're not used to it.
You get used to it though.
Yeah.
The earthquakes it's funny. I was like on the phone with my sister-in-law like whenever the last one happened out here, and I was like, oh wait, hold on, I think an earthquake's happening. And she's like, what, are you okay? And I was like, no, hold on, I think it's no, it was an earthquake. It's done. And it blew her fucking mind that I was that casual just on the phone with her. And I was like, oh yeah, there's a 5.1 in Palmdale. Yeah, that's all right, no big deal. And she was like, is that a lot?
What? Yeah, like
no.
What? No, it's true.
I will say, because I lived through the Northridge earthquake. You guys have not. We still have not felt a real earthquake. These little ones, they're not. They ain't shit. It ain't shit.
No.
I'm sorry, but.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, no,
Thank
I
you
know
for that,
that.
Tess.
I know I've never
Thank you, Tess.
been through a real one.
Thank you for that.
So I'm not even safe inside. That's
no,
what
you're
saying.
not. No, you're not. And like,
we're not safe anywhere.
No.
Oh my god. I feel
the Northridge earthquake. I was playing
Paralyzed.
Mortal Kombat with my best friend. It was 3:00 in the morning. I was having a sleepover, and I can't even tell. My house went sideways.
How long did it last?
And 30 seconds.
Wow.
And it feels like slow motion. Like you're just watching the entire. It's the trippiest, scariest thing.
No, we got to figure that out. We got an earthquake kit. You know what I mean? Like we got to figure all this shit out. We got to figure out what to do with it because we got our quote unquote earthquake kit. It's got 4 cans of beans and a flashlight in it. What is that going to do? How's that going to fight against literally the planet Earth shaking you off like it's someone pulling a tablecloth out from underneath a bunch of silverware?
my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just fucking everything. We need to, that's why I was saying we've been too kind to the planet Earth, maybe.
It's her time. It's her time. Yeah.
I think this
it's time maybe for us to. By the way, are those guys still in space?
they are just staying up there.
Yeah.
They're like, we're just going to wait till shit cools out.
Yeah, would you come back? No, I would just take that
not at all.
rocket. And I was like, how much oxygen do I have? I'll just be up here for a couple of months.
My boyfriend has a theory that they've already started building colonies on Mars, and that's why they're so blatant about not giving a fuck about the environment. He's like, no, they've already left.
I'm with him. There's a feeling that I have.
Yes.
Well, my main conspiracy theory breakout is that SpaceX and these programs are them flexing and showing we can leave here whenever we want. Yeah. And then what they're going to eventually do is build giant ships. Like Bezos is going to leave and go someplace. Like they're just going to leave one day. And they're just running
be in the
clock.
ship, you mean? Just like float in space?
And float in space, go live forever in space. I think that there's going to see the super rich do that within the next 30 years.
And like my first thought was maybe I can get on board as like a housekeeper or something.
Yes.
And I realized that they're probably going to have robots doing that.
Yes, robots for that. But guess what? They are going to need entertainers.
Yeah.
And I think that this is an important spot for us.
Ultimate cruise gig.
I immediately undersell myself. I'm like, maybe I'll scrub something. Just put me on the boat.
Oh, there's
Not
so
gonna make 'em
many
laugh.
human beings to abuse, so I'm sure we could be there in some fashion.
Yeah, someone has to. Someone's going to have to bend over and look. Like I'm going to literally be forced to show my butthole to a booker at least once on the permanent spaceship that Bezos on. Yeah, and I understand. I was like, I know this is important for my career, as he's just sitting there, just like dilating my butthole
Yes, yeah.
to see how big he can get it.
You can see the reflection of your butthole on his shiny forehead.
Wow.
Never seen it from this angle. Concave. Interesting.
That's got to be fixed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to have to take some pores up into space with them, too, because otherwise, if they're all rich, that's not fun for them.
No, they got to subjugate somebody.
Exactly. They've got to have somebody on the bottom, so...
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
obviously going to do a Snowpiercer type situation.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll eat the bug bar.
Yeah, I'll try it. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I fucking eat anything. I'll eat your fucking protein cubes made out of locusts.
Yeah, sure, bring it on. Whatever.
I'm good. I'll just stay down here and watch it burn.
I honestly, once they leave, I actually think things will then get better here.
That's
Yeah, I
a
think
good
that's
point.
probably true.
And then we can like go take over their rich people places. Like Saint-Tropez can be ours now.
Or they're just gonna die up there in space, and guess what? Their money's not gonna mean anything in space. So as soon as they got up there, they're gonna act like they're king shits. You got King Bezos like all over the entire spaceship. The people within the spaceships will then show actually the numbers matter. We're just gonna drag you out. We're gonna put you in the space plank, and we're gonna shoot you out. And you're just gonna die out there screaming skeleton out in the cosmos.
What if we, like, okay, I'm not a hacker and I don't really know how computers work, but when this happens, what if we, like, hacked the robots on their spaceship and then they killed all the rich people?
Man, that's dope.
How sick would that be?
That
just
would be...
a robot rebellion that we could just watch, like a video game from space?
It could be like a reverse gladiator. Like all the commoners will be in the audience watching the rich people fight each other in space.
This is a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like legitimately going out there, and then everybody gets to operate like, because it would be fun to just like harass a senator with an automated Roomba the size of a trash can. You know what I mean? Like just harass him all night, like going at and like and attacking him, being like, "I know your secrets." Like you can have your voice like patched in. That'd be incredible.
I'm just imagining their like somehow their skeletons falling to Earth again.
Just coming through the atmosphere, like... burning. Yes.
Mommy, look, it's a shooting star. Like it's that story. Like you just see them streaking. It's like, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's the uprising.
Yes. Go out to Joshua Tree and just watch the Congress hit the atmosphere. Perfect.
Oh, that would be fucking incredible.
Oh man, somebody make that.
And if anyone's listening, these are definitely jokes.
All of this is satire. They know. It's not a prescient view.
Unless we're predicting the future, and then guys, I think then we rule the planet in the future. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want that responsibility,
No.
but I'd love to know the person that was in charge.
I think Brandy could do it.
Me
I'd
too.
put Brandy up
Yeah.
for it.
I'll support you.
Yeah.
Brandy's
would actually
actually
be pretty good.
thought about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually would be pretty good at running the planet, I think. I
You
mean,
take a shot.
Yeah. I think I could do better than what's happening currently, at least at the very
Fucking
least.
please.
If I could just sit out in your pool house, your planetary rule pool house, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Please cleanse this earth. Just go ahead. Just cleanse it. I'll sit in a rumination cage for a while until my brain has been purged of evil. Like, I understand that that's a part of the process.
Yes,
I will
exactly.
subjugate myself to it. Yes.
Exactly. I'm a strong but firm, you know.
Yeah, that's what I talk
good
about
leader.
with Nat all the time. If I was a dictator, I would listen. I would be
Yeah.
a dictator who listens and responds and grows.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a deep well of empathy inside of me, but I also don't take any shit. I think I'd be great.
Boom.
I'm in. There's your
years ago-
slogan.
You got my
Yeah.
vote.
Exactly. My years of playing bar gigs all over the country have taught me
Karaoke
a deep well of empathy.
host
Yes.
has prepared you.
Being a karaoke host for 3 years, that should be the president. Honestly,
Straight up, because you just are
Yes.
screaming at drunk, emotionally charged people that are using karaoke either as the only way they can somewhat remotely express themselves, or
Yes.
like being like, Becky's gotta know. I gotta tell her I love her tonight.
exactly.
I need to get bumped up. What do you mean it's 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh man, I miss
Exactly.
karaoke.
Man, I do.
Me too. At this point, I even miss karaoke.
Oh, do you think like the karaoke regulars are like zooming karaoke at each
Yes,
other right now?
100%.
That's
absolutely.
happening, right?
Yes, there's already apps you can do that with.
I did a
So
Zoom
yes.
karaoke, and
Yes.
it was not as weird
really?
as I thought it would be. I also didn't know it was happening. My friend said she was having a Zoom birthday, and I popped in, and they
Oh,
were in the
God.
middle of singing a song. And I was just
That's
like,
a lot to come into.
And you know what's interesting? I like the karaoke phenomena of, right, okay, everybody puts their songs in. And so you as a group, your friend group, you have to sort of like, you have to give them the attention they deserve when they sing their song. You have to be a good audience for them. But sometimes, but then you like kind of drift,
Yeah.
like as they're singing, even if it's great, you know what I mean? You're like, but I'm still going to talk to my friends. With the Zoom karaoke thing, you're kind of all just forced to go like, like sit and listen as the one person sings and go, very good. Very good.
I enjoyed your performance.
Well played.
Yeah, and just go.
Very good.
They all have to stand there and listen to you do it one-on-one, because that's what someone was talking about. We tried to have a big murder fest get together, and it was like 15 people on Zoom, and no one can speak, right? Because you're used to having side conversations at a party. And
Yeah.
so someone tried to do the thing of like, we'll each take turns speaking. Oh, God. And it's like, have you ever tried to take a fucking conch, like the shell, like the speaking rock,
Yeah.
away from a comedian?
No, everyone mute yourselves so Henry can have the floor.
For 2 minutes. He gets it for 2 minutes, and then we take it back.
So you're just doing sets then, basically.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to take a break, everybody. We'll be back
BRB.
in a second. Hey, we're back on Lady to Lady. I am Babs.
I'm Brandy.
I'm Tess.
And we're here with,
Henry.
Zebrowski.
I'm back. They brought me back. It's like being back in like getting back to the couch in Johnny Carson's days.
Exactly.
Henry,
We
you were great in
invited
the
you
first two
back.
segments. Come on over.
I made it. I'm gonna make it.
Come over.
I thought it would
By
be...
the way, that sounds, when I hear about that tradition, can you guys, like, doing a set on late night sound, I'm sure is so nerve-wracking anyway, but can you imagine having the added pressure of, like, waiting to find out if you got invited or not? That sounds so
and then having
nerve-wracking
to be
and so
funny on the
scary.
couch.
Then have to crush it on the couch. And you got to make him like slap his knee and shit. And you got to figure out a way to get him going like, ha ha, so that he brings you back all the time.
See, my idea, if I ever do late night, is that I'm going to invite them over after my set.
Yes.
Oh.
Good
I'm
idea.
going to be like,
Bring your own couch.
Yeah,
just whip out
have your
a
own.
couch.
Have a couch wheeled out next to you, just like, hey, Conan, would you
I'm
like
going to
Run,
try to
Pop.
do that if I ever get on.
Get the knock. You get it. You just gotta find someone who's game. Conan sounds like he's game for
He would
bits.
do that, I think.
He would be.
Do you know how that works? Because I know how, like, a celebrity, like Martin Short and all those people, like, you know, the real celebrities show up with bits, and they like, you got it, Marty. Like, do you think that if you're just a comedian, like, who gets on one of those shows? Because I'm not a stand-up,
it's like,
so I don't know.
They let Rory and what's his
Like
fuck?
Tig and stuff.
They do bits.
Yeah, they do bits. Like Rory
John
and
Doerr,
John Doerr did their thing where they do their shit at the same time. So I think
That was great.
I mean, they also knew them, I'm sure. But I'm sure if you have like a funny idea that they're into, that they would
That they think is actually fun. Yeah.
consider it.
Yeah.
It's just the danger of pitching to all those, all of that crew of all staring at you, being like, and then I'm gonna come out in this taco costume and just bombing in front of them. I think it's almost the type of soul crushing that I don't know what I would deal with. If me,
It's a gamble.
Yep.
You gotta know when to fold with this joke.
God damn it! It's big. It means a lot to us.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. All right, Henry, how are you at advice? Do people ask you for advice often?
Oh my God.
I don't know if you're a person that people go to for that, or
They shouldn't. People ask me about what alien books to get and like what weed strain. So a lot of those things I can offer, and then I could say a lot of my things about my own brain.
Yeah, perfect.
Great.
All right, well, we do a little advice. People send us in some questions. If you have a question, send it to us at ladytoladycomedy@gmail.com.
Lady problems, lady problems, lady problems. Do you have them? Some people have them.
Hello, ladies. I'm a newer fan, but since I joined, y'all have been a steady source of laughter and camaraderie. I have a lady problem that could use some serious cool ant energy thrown at it, so please help me out.
Hell yeah. Henry, channel your inner cool ant.
Yeah.
I believe you can find that.
Yes, smoking a cigarette. I'm outside. I got a great macaroni salad recipe.
Got some kitten heels.
Perfect.
Okay.
Cha-cha-cha.
Over the past year, I've graduated from college, moved to DC with my boyfriend of 3+ years, adopted 2 cats, begun to deal with my depression, realized I wasn't happy with my career, and then embarked on a new path. This fall, COVID allowing, my cats and I will be moving to the Netherlands to begin a 2-year master's degree. That's cool. A part of this whole existential crisis for me meant reevaluating my relationship, and first off, I need you all to know that I dead-ass thought I was going to marry this man. We were best friends in college, we all have the same friends, it seemed like a perfect little love story. As recently as January, I was looking at engagement rings. I'm 22, I know. But I had all that when you know bullshit in my head, and my parents got married at 23, and I was 19, having my first sexual experiences, and I knew. Anyways, after many, many difficult but open and honest discussions, we decided to break up when I move. This isn't actually my lady problem. Somehow, so far, things are going really well. I think because we communicated so well and stayed really honest and vulnerable, we're so far able to just enjoy the last few months and have together instead of it being... We've been able to enjoy the last few months we have together instead of it being awkward and tiptoeing around each other. So I'm sad about the end of a relationship that was very much fantastic and will set a high bar for anyone else that I date. But I'm looking forward to moving and starting fresh, dating people of other genders, and figuring out what all the hype is around Tinder. Yikes. That was her yikes and also my yikes. What I would love some advice on is mostly, A, how the heck do I start dating in a foreign country? I have no experience with dating apps, and I've been in a relationship just about the entirety of my adult life, especially when my only other serious relationship and only sexual partner set such a high bar. I kind of want to just have fun for a bit, but I think I'll have a hard time not being picky. And B, how do I stay friends with my ex? Like I said, we're starting off in a relatively good spot, but the transition away from each other will be hard on us both. I'm taking the cats, which is definitely hard on him. I'm not sure how often is appropriate to text/Snapchat photos of my new life so that I'm staying in touch and telling about what my life is like out over there without seeming like I'm flaunting. Thank you, guys. So, 2 questions. How do they fuck around? And how do they stay friends with their ex?
I mean, Ari the fuckery. I feel like that will happen fairly organically.
Yeah, I don't think you have to, I truly think you're a new American woman in the Netherlands. Mm-hmm. You're going to be fine.
Yes.
For fuckery.
You're gonna.
Yeah. The fuckery will come to you. You won't even need Tinder for the fuckery. It will appear on your doorstep.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's going to be in Amsterdam proper, but I mean, Amsterdam is a very social place. Everyone's kind of outside smoking and walking around and riding bikes, and you're going to, people are going to run into you. You're going to run into people. It's going to be fun.
You're moving to a place that handled COVID much better than the United States, so you're going to be dating probably way more than all of your friends here.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking about this still in un-COVID terms, but...
Yeah.
And then it's just about whether or not how seriously you want to keep the relationship going with your ex. And if if it's something that it feels like it's very important to you now because you just broke up and you're on the younger side, so you feel like it's something that it was such if something lasts, like I was thinking about that the other day, even if you're with someone like 5 years and you're 22 years old, that's like a quarter of your life.
Yeah.
So you don't know that life really goes on much longer, and you're just going to kind of see how that relationship goes, right?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I think, like, I wouldn't tell, I think the key to staying friends with him, and it sounds like you guys might be able to do that, is just, don't, like, tell him about who you're hooking up with or anything, but you don't have to hide that you're having a good life there. I mean, that's your life. I think it sounds like you already have good instincts, so I would just follow those in both directions. I mean, you have high standards, so don't lessen your standards, but you're going to be able to find people, I'm sure, that you connect with that are, you're going to have options even if you have high standards, probably, so...
I feel like in terms of keeping in touch with the ex, the cats are like a godsend because you can just send him pictures of the cats.
Yes.
You know? Like, keep it on the kitties. Like,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. I would also, like, make sure when you get over there that, like, keeping in touch with them doesn't become a priority. Like, you building a social life that is, like, separate is, like, more of a priority. Like, he can, like, see you on, like, Instagram and, like, stuff like that. Like, you guys can talk a little bit, but make sure that you're not giving a lot of, like, your emotional energy still to that relationship and, like, giving that space, making that space available.
I think it will happen naturally, because it's like, how many, I mean, every relationship's different, but anytime this move happens, like, your communication is just going to kind of slowly fall out, because...
I also think it's the time difference. It's like a 10-hour time difference. So you're going to really see what's going on. You're just going to have to, like, spend extra time to kind of even schedule speaking to this person, so you're going to have to figure it out. And it's just whether or not it's that strong of a relationship that it will hold up to the amount of organizing it's going to take to keep up. Where it's like, if you keep it real light, that's one way to do it. But I honestly think that you already were very smart by being realistic and breaking up before the move. Like
100%, because that would suck if they, like, kind of acted like they were going to do a long distance thing, and then you have to have that...
Yeah.
Don't.
That's
That's just like setting your beginning and your new place up for disaster. Because you're eventually going to get to a place where you break up with the person, but the whole first couple months is you trying to make it work and living neither here nor there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like, the nature of friendships, like, it's like obviously you guys talk to each other now, but, like, if it gets to a point where maybe you guys just only catch up every couple of months or something, that doesn't mean that you've, like, lost touch. The quality, just, like, your timing is different. It's like we all have best friends that we speak to a couple times a year or something like that. But that phone call will just, like, oh, cool, yeah, I only need to talk to you like 4 times a year, but everything is in those phone calls or whatever.
Yeah, you catch up. It's how you keep touch with somebody, but you don't have to. He doesn't have to be your main friend as much anymore. You're going to the Netherlands.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Like, this is just such a fun...
You've got a way out of the United States right now? Congratulations.
Enjoy yourself.
One piece of advice, if you're going to take shrooms alone at the zoo in Amsterdam, bring headphones.
Let's not elaborate. Let's just let that sit there.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, I totally get it.
I had to learn the hard way. You don't want to hear children speaking in Dutch while you're on shrooms.
I don't want to hear your Dutch nonsense.
This is so... I'm just like... So, like, I want to live vicariously through you because this is so fun, and
you get to start a whole adventure.
Yeah, you're making so many good choices, it seems like, so I really don't... I think you just have to keep following those good instincts, and...
Yeah. Absolutely. Also, feel free to send us pictures of your cats. We always love a pet picture.
Yes.
Big old fan.
You can flaunt your life via our email.
Yeah, please. Wait, can you get tiny little cat-sized Dutch shoes? Are those little
shit.
ones?
Oh my God, would they love it? You hear the clop,
Cute.
clop, 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 clop all night?
Oh my God.
Like Bowfinger.
Yeah. Bowfinger reference, 2020, baby. Yeah.
Hey man, it's still good. It's a good film. I saw it in the theater.
It holds up. I love me some Bowfinger. Hell yeah.
They also said that, at the end, my program is international criminology. I just wanted to tell you that because I think you'll find it cool.
That's awesome.
That is cool. Wow, she's badass.
Yeah, man, we got good ass listeners. I fucking love that shit. That's awesome. Tell us some tips. What should we know? Whenever you learn some shit in that class that you're like, oh yeah, send that to us. I would like some criminology tips.
Oh yeah, I love it. I like hearing the real criminologists speak. Because that's like real cop school. That's actual cop school.
Yeah.
Which what they should go.
Yeah, exactly. Like the real shit. It's always
That's what I'm wondering, because it's like, as we're learning, like so much, there's just so much corruption and everything, obviously in the police system, that it's like, is the study of that? Because probably a lot of the reports and stuff that they do are not right, not correct. So are they starting from a place of like not even having the right numbers on,
I don't even know.
There's such a big difference between cops and detectives too, where it's like we're so used to like on TV, all those shows are like they're like smart and solving crimes and talking to victims with empathy. Those are detectives.
Yeah, you had to take like an exam and shit. Because that's like, even back in the day. So my dad was a New York City cop, but he was like back in the old school days where, I mean, like they didn't fucking really have training. He had to get trained up as he went. And then as you go up in ranks, you're supposed to train and you go to classes and then you take tests and do all the stuff. But you really think that they should have a lot more of that for people that are on the lower side, like the B cops, people that we're dealing with the day-to-day basis all the time. I mean, it's fucking absolutely brutal. We're just arming them like an army instead of teaching them how to like help us. We're just giving them the tools to kick the shit out of us for no reason.
I know. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, there was like a town that has like 3,000 people, and they were like, "Look, we got a tank," and it was like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck? Why you got the tank?
Why?
But I've been saying on side stories, if they are allowed to tank, there should be one citizen tank for each.
One for you, one for me.
We get to have one that we can use just in case y'all roll out your tank. We have a tank.
I think that's fair.
It's like Tom's shoes. Every time you get a tank gets donated to a place in need.
Community. And then what we do is every 6 months, we take a new member of each zip code is chosen to be able to pilot the tank. And they get to go and look at it. They got to shine it, though. They have to maintain it.
Yeah, absolutely. R.I.P. Killdozer. Thank you. You were
Marvin
a hero.
Niemeyer was he is not a good American hero.
No, he's not.
He's not, but he had some really compelling ideas. That Killdozer took a long time to put together.
Yeah, really
I'm upset. If you guys are I'm obsessed with Killdozer. There's a documentary called Tread that he did that's about him. I mean, he's obnoxious, but that's a lot of time he spent.
What's a Killdozer?
Oh, Henry, go for it.
You could just type that into ye old Google and give yourself a man basically held a town hostage with a home-built battering ram out of a bulldozer, and it just shows it was completely effective against the police. It was effective against everybody. He destroyed millions of dollars worth of property damage, but over bullshit, over just the like zoning laws that he got sick of. He went crazy. But he left these long journals of him on these screeds about how he's like, sometimes a responsible man is driven to do something against his inner nature. Like it's him doing stuff. And he spends a year just building this huge, ornate, unstoppable machine.
Yeah, exactly.
See, this is if you knew carpentry, this is the kind of shit we could have gotten us to.
This is the level we could be on.
Yeah.
This is the kind of change we could affect.
I'm not there's no Killdozer for drapes, unfortunately. I'm not.
What are you doing during quarantine, Henry? I've basically been just kind of tooling away my killdozer, making my enemies list. Oh, cool.
At what point does a house become a bunker? That's the question.
I don't know. If I just make it underground by just adding more and more layers of cement to the outside of my home. My killhouser.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, all hobbits live in bunkers. That's something we don't talk about.
Oh,
That's true.
that is where all the rich people have their bunkers in like New Zealand and shit. So they have them. They have not the space bunkers, but the underground ones. So
Yeah.
Tolkien was trying to warn us.
or they all have DNA banks too. It's all creepy.
Yeah.
The DNA banks is another one of those where it was like, I didn't know that shit was real too. And then it came out with the Epstein stuff, and then he kept rolling. We're like, oh, wow, you guys really just do this kind of Illuminati shit. I feel like they get the ideas from fake things written about the Illuminati, and then they copy the fiction.
Yeah.
Can we actually make that happen?
Circle.
Yeah. I think they have like gardens where they're growing like future elbows for themselves and stuff. I think they're just harvesting new bodies as we speak.
Ah! Well, when you see Jeff Bezos come out, if he comes out with little petite ears, we know that he's been doing it.
Just one little tiny one on one
It's
side.
like,
and
it's got some
regrow it.
hot young elbows.
Baby skin in my elbows.
I would be so bad at growing body parts. Like, I can't even grow weed. Like, Babs, you were asking me about growing weed. I'm like,
Oh my god,
so
yeah. I am too. I'm trying to grow stuff. I would be bad at all of it. Yeah.
I have a black thumb. We really kill every single thing that we touch. I literally
Same.
I cannot grow a plant to save my life. I am not. We can't. We're
I
getting
gave up.
cactuses.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even then, I've killed so many succulents, and I'm
I
like, this
killed
is
2
supposed
cactuses.
to.
I've killed
Yeah.
cactuses.
I'm just supposed to just look at you.
It's
and
just
you're
one of
okay.
those things I've given up on. I'm like, my room's not going to look like a fucking Pinterest bedroom because there aren't plants everywhere. It's just going to not have any living thing in it aside from me.
Yeah. And your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it,
Yeah, and my boyfriend. Yeah, and my boyfriend.
He'll be alive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. He's real and alive.
he's definitely. Yeah. You're definitely not growing a new boyfriend in your closet right now.
No.
Well, that's our show.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Henry, where can we find you on the internet and everything?
You can just do at LP on the left for that show, and then Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, I think, is at Your Pretty Face on all of that. Mm-hmm. And that's it. We got our book, last book on the left that we're pumping.
Yeah,
Encyclopedia
it's
about
awesome.
serial killers. Thank you. That's
Yeah,
all. Marcus Parks wrote all of it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
You guys have your quips in there. It's great.
Hey, I make my jokes. I
you
came up
do.
with I came up with ideas for the drawings. That
The
was
drawings are gorgeous.
But
I
Tom
really love the way
Neely
it
is
looks.
one of the most talented motherfuckers on the face of the planet.
Yeah, it's a really great book. I'm a big old fan of it. All right, we're gonna head over to Patreon and do a little top secret session. Tess has a story for us, so pretty exciting.
My week is off to quite a start, guys.
a real shitty start. Patreon.com/lady to lady. All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Can't get enough of us? Subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive bonus content, access to our first 100 episodes, and more. Go to patreon.com/lady2lady now to sign up. As little as $1 a month keeps a roof over the glam cave and keeps you laughing, even when your coworkers stare. That's patreon.com/lady2lady.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Lady to Lady Comedy. Join our Facebook group, Lady to Lady Podcasts, to chat with other fans about episodes, or even post your own lady problems. Check out our website, ladytoladycomedy.com, for show notes, videos, and merch.
And follow our individual accounts, Babs Gray, Brandazzle, and Testify Barker for jokes and info and where you can see us perform live. And if you want to send us snacks, stickers, or a lock of your own hair, I don't know, whatever, our P.O. Box is 412-794, Los Angeles, California, 90041. And please, leave us a review on iTunes, but only if you like us.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.